NSFW, what's the most head up game of truth or dare you've ever had? I was first up. And they dared me to leave and go home. Never mind. I want truth. Do you really? Richard? Edit. I really want to turn this truth dare motif into a witty thank you for the gold you kind bastard. But I got nothing. Thank you. And then the party was Richardless. Edit. Whoa. My first gold for a dumb dad joke. I now feel like part of the Reddit community. Thanks. Stranger. Getting a bit buzzed, I asked one of the standard questions. Have you ever had a Resul experience with someone of the same sex? After some doubting he answered with when I was 4 my cousin uphead me. And that was the end of that night. This girl was dared to kiss me or lick the toilet. She licked the toilet. Well, if that is ever an emotional sucker punch to the gonads. Holy. That's way worse than my only experience with truth or dare. The girls refused to play unless I wasn't involved in any way. I was asked to sit in another room. I ended up just walking home. It was my best friend's party and there were about 12 kids there total. I think we were 13 or 14. I didn't attend another party of any kind until I was 18. I can't imagine how you handled it. It was truth or dare at a girlfriend's house back in HS. And she has a really nice house. Me. 2 guy friends. And 2 girlfriends. It eventually led to daring the girls to go into the shower naked. Which could fit quite a few people for a shower actually. One girl dared the one guy to get naked. The other girl dares the other guy to get naked. And I'm sitting there with my boxers on. No one bothered to dare me anything after that. They were having a foursome in the shower. I was sitting in the bedroom adjacent to the bathroom in my boxers. That hurt. Damn. Played truth or dare with some friends at a party. I got dared to kiss all of the girls there and none wanted to. Of course no one wanted to kiss a snail killer. Bud is having a party and invites me. Drinks were had and were all sufficiently buzzed. Buddy's turn passes and he spins the bottle. Lands on a girl who's pretty and chesty. He dares her to let me have a shot from her cleavage. She agrees and pours a shot and then buries it in her cleavage. So I'm face deep in her tits. Literally struggling to grab this shot glass. I finally get it and try to get it out. It catches her shirt and spills all over her chest. I pull back and I'm apologizing. She looks at me and says, "Nut up. You gotta finish the shot." I clean her up and look over at my buddy who nods to me. What started as a game of truth or dare turned into an orgy that then turned into a naked fist fight. Now that sounds like a good old fashioned good time. Somewhere around 13 or so. I dare a friend, girl, to fart on my other friend, guy. She actually seemed excited. He seemed nervous. And closed his eyes as he lay down onto the bed. So she squats over his face and lets go of one I didn't think she'd have in her. I see his eyes go wide and he knocks her off of him and runs towards the bathroom. By this point I'm laughing hysterically and she's slightly embarrassed. My dad walks out of the kitchen with his friends. Asks what the hell happened as he's puking in the toilet. I told him. Now she's incredibly embarrassed. From the bathroom we hear, "Oh god, I can still smell poo corn." Brella. He had an odd vomiting sound. She left shortly after. In big announcer's voice. Brutality. Never have I ever at uni, or I have never as we called it, found out the girl we lived with had a gangbang with 5 rugby players. She said it was amazingly hot hearing them all cheer each other on as they took turns eyeing her. Edit not Leeds met. This was about 15 years ago. We were playing Never Have I Ever and this French guy, exchange student, said something that sounded like, "Never have I ever on my girlfriend." After about 2 minutes of laughter his buddy helped explain that he actually meant cheat slam you language barrier. Late to the party. But very late at night we were playing truth or dare in my basement. We dared a guy to put on a wetsuit and a go-kart helmet, carry a wooden boat or wake up my mother and ask her where the peanut butter was. She woke startled and simply asked, "Oh honey, what did you do?" Okay, I never wanted to tell anyone this, but I guess I will. Played truth or dare one time. And it was my turn, so I choose dare. They dared me to knock on my neighbor's door and run. But my neighbor saw me running away. My neighbor told my mom and I cried. You all got crazy lives. Truth or dare. Would you rather marry, kill, Cards Against Humanity, or any game like that at all? Okay. Well, this wasn't truth or dare. But never have I ever with me and some of my friends. Towards the end, it started getting pretty catty with one of my friends constantly saying specific things that would get one of my best friend eliminated. Like never have I ever sucked a guy off in a Starbucks bathroom. That kind of thing. So that's how I found out that this really good friend of mine had apparently ed my boyfriend on prom night after I decided to go home rather than lose my virginity to him. Good times. Till I had the most boring teenage years. My brother got Cards Against Humanity, but hadn't played it before. We opened it up to play with my parents and aunt and uncle. I had to put a stop to him explaining what bukkake is to my mom. Just say it's an Asian salad dressing. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Well, hun. When a man and a man and a man and a man and a man love a woman very much. Hanging out with a few girls from the ghetto side of town. Plenty of drunken shenanigans. Anyways, a game of strip poker broke out in the kitchen. Some point in the night a random girl appeared. Maybe a young looking 13. To ask her mom where something was. Pretty weird vibe already. When her mom said come play with us. I'll deal you in the next hand. Me and my buddy noped the right out of there. By far mom of the year right there. This one isn't so crazy as others. Just stupid teenager. It was dared to go into the bedroom where the parents were sleeping. And start doing push-ups. If asked what he was doing, he would simply state, I'm doing this because I love my green nipples. I was dared to kiss my best friend. We're both males. He slobbered all over my face and tried to slip me the tongue. I pulled back and cried out, asking him what the hell he's doing while wiping his saliva off my face. He claimed that's how he thought you were supposed to kiss. He was a kissless virgin. This was in high school. I was his first kiss. Edit. Oh god. My inbox. It appears a lot of people have now shipped my best friend and I. I guess I need to call him and tell him we're married with kids now. Edit 2. So it just dawned on me that my friend's birthday is tomorrow. Well, making him popular on Reddit seems to be a pretty decent gift. I'll show this thread to him tomorrow. Cute. Close bracket. Are you guys still together? Playing Cards Against Humanity with my family. I know. And the black card is what ended my last relationship? Apostrophe. Mum throws down a brain tumor. Shocked silence. Her and my dad divorced partly because of the stress his brain tumor was putting on their marriage. He got better. Edit. Since so many people are asking. The marriage ended because the tumor caused him to have severe mood swings and gain weight. And by the time they found it was a tumor they were through. Also, thank you for the gold. Yay for chronically ill parents. She won that hand. Disclaimer. This was pre-internet. Learning about and seeing the female form was elusive for some of us. Me and my friend were dared to strip and jerk each other off in exchange for seeing a girl's boobs. We were 13. She was 15. I regret nothing. Edit. Yes. We finished. Yes. It was awkward afterwards. Oops. No regrets. Holy dude. Thank God for the internet. I just turned 50 and you kids are a bunch of goddamn sex freaks. This thread makes me feel like I was cheated out of my youth. I'm 30 and I've never been in a real game of truth or dare. Playing Never Have I Ever with friends. One person said never have I ever had an L. And the girl sitting next to me quietly asked does it count if it wasn't consensual? I think I was the only one who heard her. So I asked her about it later. Turns out she had been hooking up with her boyfriend. He went for the butt. She said no. And he didn't listen. They're not together anymore. We had a game we called Truth or Dare. Asterisk. Where the person given the dare absolutely had to go through with it. But they could impose a condition. As long as they still went along with the original dare. And the darer had to agree to it. The idea was that, as the darer, you wouldn't demand too much, as you could get screwed along with them. Later that evening, we were going to play a Wii Sports tournament. So I dared a girl in our group that I was hot for to do the whole tournament in her underwear. And she imposed the condition that I kiss the gay guy who was hot for me. I looked at him. Back at her. Then back to him. Licked my lips and crawled over. It was truly worth it. Truth or dare? Truth. Who was your first? Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. It was her dad, and that's how we all learned why he was in prison. Edit. Good lord. This blew up. As to why she didn't just lie. We were all good friends and it was obviously cathartic to finally have it out in the open. Keeping secrets from your closest friend sucks. I imagine, especially when they come with as much psychological and emotional baggage as something like this would. Holy, the awkwardness in that room must have been insane. My friend ended up peeing on me. The dead up part is that no one dared him to do that. Truth or dare? Dare I dare you to sprint around the block naked? Okay, comes speeding around the corner, trips up, entire front of his body has road rash. Endgame. My friend and her boyfriend were chilling with me in my jacuzzi. My friend and I were really stoned, I must add. It ended up with him daring us to go skinny dipping. If that wasn't bad enough, we ended up going butt naked onto the trampoline and jumping around in all our glory as he sat and watched in the jacuzzi. Definitely have a weird relationship with those two. Edit. I am a female and he did jokingly say this is how threesomes get started. There was no threesome. Removed. Playing Never Have I Ever with friends and family. If you've actually done topic at hand, you take a drink. Everyone wasted after a couple hours. I throw out I've never had a threesome. Sister-in-law is only one who drinks. Her husband gets Ed. Yells I can't even get a blowjob from you. Storms off. They divorced shortly after. Also not technically truth or dare. But we were playing Never Have I Ever one night in college. Someone started off with Never Have I Ever Had sex. One of my good guy friends looked extremely uncomfortable and sort of attempted to whisper but drunkenly shouted to me, saying he wasn't sure if this experience counted because one party was taking advantage of the other. Everyone immediately went into support mode, expressing condolences and everything. The girl who said the Never Have I Ever felt so bad she kept apologizing. He was like, no, I'm the one that took advantage of her. She was passed out drunk. Everyone just went uncomfortable and the party sort of breaks up after. A few weeks later we find out he was texting a girl who was at the party and heard him admit that. Trying to hook up. Super gross. TL. Doctor, one of my best friends in college admitted to date upping a girl during Never Have I Ever. He was no longer one of my best friends after. I was dared to close my eyes while someone kissed me. It turned out to be my best friend's little brother. The worst part is that his friend tried to lie and say it was him who kissed me. The problem was that his friend had facial hair. That's how I knew it wasn't him. Edit. I'm not really the mom in this thread who played strip poker. Edit 2. I realize this does actually sound a lot like the Goonies. Nope. Not a reference. Actually happened. It was a dare. And my mate ended up lying on the floor and drinking a beer that was poured through another friend's sweaty hairy ass crack as a Funnel Valley type of situation. I'd be surprised if he didn't drink a little bit of. A childhood friend of mine and I used to play truth or dare all the time when we would hang out. Usually under a blanket in his basement. I was always too shy to say truth. Truth be told, we were around 12 and I thought masturbating was super weird and that no one could find out I had done it. So any tits. I always chose dare. And there was a huge phase where his dares were always to make out with him. For your information, I'm also a guy. So after several games, Truth or dare basically meant it was time for us to make out under a blanket in his basement. Turns out he came out as gay later into high school. Edit. To answer the main question showing up in the comments for my post, I'm bisexual. So close enough? Comma, turns out he came out as gay later into high school. What a surprise. Well, during Truth or Dare there was this one girl that I knew my buddy liked. So I dared her to dry hump him a few times while asking who his mommy was. Later that night she confessed how she was into me and that dare made her want me even more. We banged. Was an unbro-like conduct by me. I mean, you made an attempt. An honest attempt. After that, it's really up to her. Broken bucket is in place so that at the end of the day, someone is getting laid. It was your turn that fine eve. Friend. Some guy chose dare and was told to go himself. He dropped trowel and sucked his own dick. Props on flexibility, man. But I'm still kinda grossed out to this day. Alpha. My cousin dared me to ask my mum for a cigarette when I was 10. She hit me. Used to play Dare or Dare in 6th grade at recess. I dared a friend to ask a random girl to be his girlfriend. She said yes. So they developed an actual close relationship that lasted at least for the next 4 years. Truth or Dare. Friend was dared to on his mum's bed. Yes, on his mum's bed. Played Truth or Dare with a bunch of neighborhood friends and girls while in the pool. I got dared to run around the pool naked. I did. I ended up liking the feeling of being naked around people and popped a boner. I didn't put my clothes back on and made everyone really nervous for the rest of the day. Till everyone started drinking at the tender age of 12 except for me. We were playing this quite a few years ago in the classroom. I had a huge crush on a classmate at the time. Another classmate knew about this. And showing everyone that she truly was a bitch, tried to make me blurt it out in front of everyone. Crush too. So far everyone decided to go for the truth. When my turn came, it happened all kinda like this. Truth or dare? Dare. So, is it true that you like Dare, you ignorant deaf idiot? And they made me drink some kind of don't even wanna know what that was actually. But the sad face of the bitchy classmate filled my heart with joy. Till my Truth or Dare games were not as bad as I thought. Y'all some nasty ass. Edit. A letter. Edit 2. No rules Truth or Dare. We somehow got all the girls topless and kissing. Then the girls got smart and the guys needed up wearing the bras and making out together. It was a fun weird night. Truth or Dare. My GF at the time was dared to 7 minutes in heaven with my then best friend. Well, they're 6 years married now. And I've been single since. Someone licked my eye once. This thread needs 10,000 more comments. For Senior Ditch Day, my friends and I got 40-50 friends to party in a cabin. Someone was dared to run around the house naked. And he declined. I said I'm willing and the whole room chants my name and I instantly remove all my clothes and sprint through the cabin. Everyone's cheering, laughing, or yelling as this happens. You spicy grandma you. Cards Against Humanity. Comma. Bet you can't have just one. I played dead parents on my friend whose parents are both dead. We were all in our very early 20s. Drunk. In a small bathroom with the lights off playing Truth or Dare. Weird. I know. After playing for a bit, this girl was chose to do a truth. I believe the question was something along the lines of who was the last person you had sex with? Almost immediately, without thinking, she said my dad. I don't think I've witnessed anything like that before. I was playing once with all my friends, dudes, when we were pretty young. Anyways, it's my turn to ask, so I pick someone and they answer dare. Okay. Stick that Barbie up your butt. It does. Fair enough, moving on. Right? Nope. Suddenly everyone was sticking it up their butts and I'm just sitting there like what in the hell? I'm the last one that hasn't done it and they all look at me and point out that I was the only one to not do it. Yeah. Well. Because it wasn't my dare. Okay. Then I dare you to do it. That's not how the game goes. Okay. Truth or dare? Truth. I think everyone was pretty aware that I didn't voluntarily sodomize myself and unlike them was able to get out of that particular dare moving forward. So in elementary school I was at a birthday party and someone dared to hug a girl I was friends with. Didn't do it. Yeah, I guess that was pretty lame. The one in my mind counts. Right? We were playing in a pub. And girl X, crush on me. But going out with guy Y. Was thrice dared, forced, to publicly and vociferously proclaim her promiscuous nature while standing on top of our table. I could see her soul shatter. She wanted to impress us and be a good sport. But it cost her her dignity. Thrice. As we were leaving. Some guy loudly shouted, "Try to keep your legs closed on the way home." Ah. The joys of being a group of dumb 15-year-olds. Yes. I was dared to dick slap a girl who was also playing. I did. Then she started giving me a blowjob. I asked if we could end the game so we could have some privacy. How does one play truth or dare so well? Last time I played. The game ended because someone didn't want to pick up a lemon. More alcohol required? Not much compared to others, but one time playing Cards Against Humanity someone pulled a card that said is a slippery slope to the cards that won. It made it genocide is a slippery slope to some goddamn peace and quiet. My 6 years old is very manipulative. Last night. She asked her mom and I to play truth or dare. We agreed. She said okay. Pick dare. So we obliged and said okay. Dare. She said, "I dare you to buy me Shopkins for my birthday." We laugh. She says okay. Now pick truth. We laugh again and say truth. She says, "Will you be buying me Shopkins for my birthday?" Like 4th or 5th grade. Maybe 6th. But somewhere around that age. The whole class was at an old Nazi camp in Denmark, and we were sleeping there for one night. OFC. As the little as we were we started to around. Well. Someone thought it funny to dare everyone to take off as much clothing as the first guy did. So the first guy got directly dared to strip. And the rest had to follow. It didn't take long before we sat almost naked with a bunch of 5th grade boners sticking through the underwear. And in comes our teacher. Seeing a room full of premature kids all without clothes on. Everyone got yelled at and parents were called to be informed of our stupid behavior. Though nothing really happened afterwards because our country isn't ed up, haha. Might be somewhat tame compared to some of the other stories. But it was just so weird afterwards. And it still is. As I still see most of them daily in high school. Edit. Okay people. The Nazi camp is now a museum. Girl was dared to make out with the guy next to her for a solid minute. We forgot the guy next to her was her 12-year-old brother. High school. 3 girls and me. No idea why they wanted to play truth or dare. But one girl dared another girl to kiss the rest of us at the same time. So all 4 of kiss at the same time. Which looks as awkward as it sounds. So my first kiss was 3 girls at the same time. We were at a school camp one time. We had a few of girls sneak into our cabin. There were about 5 of us and 4 of them. We decided to play marry kill. One of my buddies had a huge crush on one of the girls playing. When it came to her turn she happened to name him as the guy to kill. Now this guy was known for being super sensitive, so as soon as she said his name he stormed out of the cabin in a fit of rage. We tried to go after him but it was super dark, and seeing as we were in a forest in the middle of nowhere we couldn't just go off in some random direction looking for him. We called for the teachers and they spent the whole night driving around trying to find him to no avail. By morning things were looking pretty grim as he'd still not been found. After many hours of looking they found him dead down an abandoned mine shaft. Apparently he managed to fall onto his head. After that no one ever played marry kill again. Whoa. That's it up. Never have I ever with a friend just back from his second tour of Iraq. Tom was pretty proud of his time in Iraq and had several nicks on his arm, a tally of his freaking kills. So you know how if you've done something, you take a drink? It goes down like this. Tom. Never have I ever shot someone in the face. Takes a drink. Mary and Jake also drink. Bean. Guys. Guys, I don't think he meant like shot someone in the face with cum or whatever. I think he means he shot someone in the face. Mary. No way. That's not what he meant. Bean. Nudges Tom, who has already stopped paying attention and is talking to someone else. Hey Tom. When you say shot someone in the face, you meant with like a bullet, right? Tom. What else would I shoot someone with? Mary and Jake silently push away their glasses. The worst I've ever had to do is naked snow angels. 3 face up and 3 face down. Thankfully I had a heated hot tub to hop back in. The second worst, bit more funny, was when I was dared to streak around my friend's house in the dark. The catch was, his neighbors were having a huge party next door. It was dark though, right? They couldn't see. They couldn't see until halfway around the house my buddy flipped all of the outside lights on. Everyone at the neighbors saw and instantly started cheering me on.